Did you know your credit card points can lose value to inflation? Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles. Now, imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini Credit Card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos instantly with no annual fee. Every swipe at the store or gas pump earns you instant rewards deposited straight to your account. Plus, sign up now for a $200 Bitcoin bonus to kickstart your rewards. Visit Gemini.com/card today. Check out the link in the description for more information on rates and fees. Again, if you're looking to invest in Bitcoin but don't know where to start, the Gemini Credit Card makes it easy. In today's world, no matter what your job is, you're going to benefit from knowing one or two AI and tech skills. That's where Udacity comes in. DCR is sponsored by Udacity. Want to learn skills that command high salaries? Udacity is an online learning platform with courses in AI and tech, including agentic, generative AI, Python, data science, and much more. When you learn with Udacity, you're not just watching videos or reading articles, you're doing practical exercises and projects that prepare you for the job you want. Udacity just launched a master's degree in AI. For under $5,000, you can get your Master of Science in AI. That's a fraction of the cost of traditional degree programs and way more flexibility. One of my favorite things about Udacity is they have a network of over 1,000 mentors available to give you tailored feedback on your projects. It creates a really personalized learning experience. When you have a certificate from Udacity, recruiters and employers take notice. The tech field is always evolving, and you should be too. You can try Udacity risk-free for 7 days. Head to udacity.com/DCR and use code DCR for 40% off your order. Once again, that's udacity.com/DCR for 40% off. And make sure you use the promo code DCR so they know we sent you. Well, it's 8 a.m. Eastern, November 26th, and this is your daily crypto report. Bitcoin is up slightly at $86,591. ETH is up slightly at $2,900. XRP is up 1% at $2.15. Well, CleanSpark reported $766 million in revenue for FY 2025. Up 102% from last year. Net income hit $365 million compared to a $146 million loss in 2024. Adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization rose to $823 million from $246 million. CEO Matt Schultz said the company reached operating leverage and is shifting toward AI infrastructure alongside Bitcoin mining. CleanSpark passed 50 EHs in operational hash rate and used convertible debt and Bitcoin-backed credit to finance operations instead of ATM programs. In October, the company hired former Humane exec Jeffrey Thomas to lead its AI data center division, part of its broader pivot to high-performance compute. It's reviewing existing Georgia sites for AI conversion and exploring giga-campus builds. CleanSpark raised $1.15 billion via zero-coupon convertible notes, repurchased 30.6 million shares for $460 million, and plans to use the rest for land, power, and credit line repayment. As of September 30th, the firm held 13,000 BTC worth $1.2 billion, $43 million in cash, and $950 million in mining assets. Total assets were $3.2 billion, with $2.2 billion in equity and $645 million in long-term debt. CleanSpark remains among the top 10 public BTC holders. Well, Ark Invest increased its exposure to crypto-related stocks on Tuesday, buying $13.5 million in Block, $7.6 million in Circle, and $3.86 million in Coinbase across its ETFs, mainly through the Ark Innovation ETF, RKK. Ark now holds $391 million in Coinbase, 5%, $179 million in Circle, 2%, and $85 million in Block. Ark also added $1.52 million in Bullish, $879,000 in Robinhood, and $2.8 million in its own Ark 21 shares spot Bitcoin ETF. These buys come amid a broader crypto market downturn. Block closed up 3% on Tuesday, but is down 21% over the past month. Circle fell 4% and is down 51% month over month. Coinbase dropped 1% on the day and 30% over the month. The stock declines follow a broader crypto slide driven by thin liquidity and macro uncertainty. Bitcoin is trading at $87,948, down from its $126,000 high 6 weeks ago. Well, KakaoBank has entered the development phase for a Korean one-peg stablecoin, according to a Newspim report. The move follows earlier internal planning and is now reflected in job postings for blockchain backend developers with experience in smart contracts, token standards, and full node operations. The initiative is backed by a one stablecoin task force formed with other Kakao Group financial units. KakaoPay has also filed 6 copyright applications for stablecoin tickers, including PKR-DAO and KRUP, signaling active development. KakaoBank CFO Kwan Tai-hoon previously confirmed the bank is exploring digital asset issuance and custody. The stablecoin effort comes as rival tech giant Naver advances its own project through a merger between Naver Financial and Upbit, South Korea's largest crypto exchange. KakaoPay reports 42 million members and 24 million monthly active users, while NaverPay claims 30 million monthly users. Both firms aim to tap their massive user bases to scale in the digital finance space. The push aligns with newly elected President Lee Jae-myung's priority to grow Korea's won-back stablecoin market in response to U.S. dollar stablecoin dominance. However, progress remains slow due to legislative delays and the Bank of Korea's insistence that only licensed banks can issue local stablecoins, a stance facing industry resistance. Well, JPMorgan has proposed a new structured note that gives investors exposure to Bitcoin's price moves without directly holding crypto. The product uses BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF, IBIT, which holds nearly $70 billion in assets, as the reference asset. Here's how it works. A price for IBIT will be set next month. If IBIT is at or above that level in 1 year, the note is automatically called, and investors receive a fixed 16% return. If IBIT is below that level after 1 year, the note continues until 2028. If by then IBIT is above JPMorgan's next benchmark price, investors get 1.5x returns with no cap. If it's down by less than 30%, investors get their principal back. If it's down more than 30%, they absorb the loss. The notes offer 3 potential outcomes: fixed return if flat, upside exposure 1.5x if BTC rallies by 2028, and downside protection up to 30%. Losses beyond that are not covered. The notes are not FDIC insured or bank deposits. This is part of a broader trend as Wall Street ramps up structured crypto-linked products. Morgan Stanley recently sold $104 million worth of similar notes tied to IBIT, offering capped upside if the ETF rises or falls moderately, and full exposure to downside if losses exceed 25%. And finally, Houston Morgan said his business account tied to ShapeShift's DAO structure was frozen immediately. He estimates it held roughly $40,000, but said he cannot verify the exact amount because he no longer has access to statements. As part of ShapeShift's DAO operations, each workstream functions as its own entity. As head of marketing, Morgan maintained a business account for payments and contracts related to his workstream, he said. So I suppose a pseudo ShapeShift account, Morgan said, adding that he used it actively with 30-50 transactions a month. Morgan said Andre warned him during the call that his personal account will also be closed the following week. Because it had not yet been frozen, he was advised to move his funds out, which he did. Morgan said he has not yet heard of any other ShapeShift-related accounts being affected, but plans to ask colleagues during an upcoming internal meeting. Last week, Strike's mailers also said JPMorgan Chase had closed his accounts and rejected some deposits to Strike, telling customers the business participates in fraudulent activities. His case drew political reaction. U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming said the closures show that Operation Choke Point 2.0 regrettably lives on, adding that such policies undermine confidence in traditional banks and send the digital asset industry overseas. The incidents come despite President Donald Trump's recent executive order directing federal regulators not to punish banks that work with crypto companies. JPMorgan Chase did not respond to the bloc's request for comment by publication time. That's all for us today. Visit us at dailycryptoreport.io and listen to us everywhere else you podcast under Daily Crypto Report. Did you know your credit card points can lose value to inflation? Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles. Now, imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini Credit Card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos instantly with no annual fee. Every swipe at the store or gas pump earns you instant rewards deposited straight to your account. Plus, sign up now for a $200 Bitcoin bonus to kickstart your rewards. Visit Gemini.com/card today. Check out the link in the description for more information on rates and fees. Again, if you're looking to invest in Bitcoin but don't know where to start, the Gemini Credit Card makes it easy.
Rinse takes your laundry and hand delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded, so you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
So did you hear about Dave?
Or even tea time you.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.